Hello and welcome to Super Summer Series TV as we preview the final round of season 25-26. Ben, welcome and congratulations. You're still in it for the finals, but the season's come and gone. We've got the last round, which we'll preview tonight.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Some cracking games coming up that'll set the tone for the final series and the top four, obviously, and pretty much all results count for a few games there.
Few games, and again, the handicapper has done his jobs with teams winning or losing by a shot or under. So again, the final series, there's 6 teams in the race, and let's have a look at that straight off the bat. There's the ladder as it stands now. The teams shaded in blue are all done and dusted. The Blue Gorillas and Double Eagle, they played their final round at the gather round at Medway. The Golf Gods have the bye. So at the moment, we've got the Cannons on top, Spazball second, really flourishing here. Without Chris Coughlin into second. Double Eagle, their season's done, are still in with a finals chance. Berkeley and Co. fourth, Goodfellas fifth, chasing their first final series in the history of Super Summer Series. And Blue Gorillas done. They'll need matches to go their way to make the final. So basically, if Berkeley and Co. and Goodfellas win their last round, it'll be Berkeley Co. 1, Goodfellas 2, the Cannons 3 and Spazball 4. Double Eagle will miss out. So it's all down to the line for Double Eagle and Blue Gorillas needing matches to go their way. Now, the Blue Gorillas had a cracking win last round. Matty Mullins was, punting them in from off the green, and Jono was having a day out too, teeing off straight down the middle. So they had one of their best scores for the season. Unfortunately, it was against the St Albans Old Boys, put us out of finals contention. But that is a percentage variation. So if Berkeley and Co and Goodfellas both lose, what the Blue Gorillas need is for you guys to blow out more than 37.75 and the Goodfellas to blow out more than 36.25. But the last 2 rounds, both Berkeley and Co and Goodfellas have certainly shot under that percentage gap. So even if you lose, Berkeley and Co is still a chance of making it, but obviously you want to secure the win. But Blue Gorillas, a very outside chance.
Yeah, look, you always want to have full control of your fate, but obviously the Blue Gorillas can't on this occasion. But it's a mighty effort after their campaign last season to be within contention, and those results aren't out of it. That can certainly happen. Medway can get you if you don't perform, and I don't think those results would be too far-fetched for the Blue Gorillas. So they'll certainly be hanging on to their hat. Wouldn't be surprised if Wayne Johnson will be just circumnavigating the course on Wednesday night to see what the results will play.
They've come from nowhere. They've certainly won their last few rounds. Good luck to them. Right, let's have a look at the team and the handicaps. But before we do, just a bit of a rules reminder. We had an incident at the last round where the Water Cannons were playing on their final hole, and the ball, their preferred ball, was behind a very sizable tree. It wasn't staked. It was a very, very mature tree. And Wayne Wunham, the skipper, thought you could get a club length relief. Now, the rules of the Super Summer Series are very clear. It is a hand-span length only. So very much a reminder to all teams for the final round and finals, do not get your driver out. If you pick your preferred ball up and it's behind a tree, it is a hand span only. So it was very disappointing to see a player who's been in their competition since since the competitions existed, to plead ignorance to that rule.
Yeah, look, Wayne Wynnum is an experienced campaigner, so it's a bit disappointing that that's happened. But I'm sure Wayne Wynnum for the next 3 rounds, 3 games, because they're pretty much locked and loaded to play finals. He wouldn't want to be bending the rules with the crowd watching.
Actually, and I'll just pick you up on the pronunciation. Remember, it's Wayne Wunham. We don't want another letter to the editor from Mrs. Wunham around the pronunciation of the surname. So let's have a look at it.
To the Wunham family.
Let's have a look at that game's already been played. The Blue Gorillas shooting a 42. So there you go. Their average scores have been 42. They shot a 49 the game before that. They went out and shot a 38 against the St Albans Old Boys, and Jono did a great putting for the last hole to put us out. But they're complete. They defeated the Double Eagle. So that game's done. Let's have a look at this game. It is the final round. Both these teams, it's a bit of a dead rubber. Neither can make the finals. The specialist fielders up against the Fuggies, who've been disappointing this year. Massive premiership hangover, will likely finish last. The specialist fielders come in with their handicap at 2.25 plus, and the Fuggies come in at 5.5. So that is pretty much almost a shot a hole. Who wins this one?
I think the specialist fielders will finish off their season with a win. I think the Fuggies, Rory's developing into a nice little golf field. Probably have to lead the charge again with Jeff Reeves at the helm. But yeah, I think the specialist fielders will finish off strongly before the end of their season, and it's a wait and see with that partnership too for the following season. Word has it.
With specialist fielders.
The specialist fielders.
Ooh, like we could talk more about that in our trade special. We always do an annual trade period special show. We'll talk more about the future of all teams because I am hearing there is movement afoot more so than any other year in the history of the Super Summer Series. Okay, good luck to the Fuggies and good luck to Jeff Reeves, who's you've been a bit dejected over the last few rounds. We hope that he can lift for this final round. Right, this is a big game. You win, Berkeley and Co go to top of the table. The first time you'll have finished top of the table and guaranteed finals. You lose, you're still in with a chance, but you've got to get the victory. Now, last round, Spazball bought out another big gun, Peter Horn. They've shot under par, and it hasn't gone unnoticed from the handicapper. They have gone now from 0.75 to 1.25 plus. So that is all in favour of Berkeley and Co, who remain unchanged after the last round. The handicap has seen fit. You shot a 41, so he's kept that handicap at 4.5. So that's virtually 6 shots. How do you see this one playing out? You've got it all before you. You won't get a better chance than this against Spazball with virtually 6 shots. How do you see it playing out?
The reality is, if Berkeley and Co are going to play finals, they have to win this game in terms of with that handicap differential. If we don't, if we lose with that handicap differential, we're probably not deserving to be in the final series anyway. So we know where we're at. We're pretty level-headed. We know what we need to do to perform, and it's all dependent on Spazball. They're a very good team, and we're not pulling any punches as to how good they can be and that they can win this game. I think it's a flip of the coin. I'm going to give us the nudge. I'm confident. I'm going to give us the tip that we will get the job over the line and secure our finals berth against Spazball. But Peter Horn is an exceptionally good golfer in his own right, and I'm sure his partner, particularly after the last round, will create some lifting for him.
And Spazball play finals, no, their final spot is locked and loaded. It's just a matter around where Spazball finish. But really, you finish first, you finish fourth. There's probably no real advantage, no double chance. It's cutthroat finals. But well done to Spazball. Bounce back this year. Again, the shackles of Chris Coughlin are removed and he's flying horny at the moment. So, and he's playing some really good golf coming into the finals. St Albans Old Boys versus Live Golf, another dead rubber. Our final series ended a disappointing last few rounds for the Old Boys. Live Golf, 0.75. We come in, our handicap's unchanged, even after a defeat. And Live Golf go from 0.75 to 1. So a 2-shot advantage there for the Old Boys. How do you see this one?
Live Golf will win this one. BJ's been playing exceptional golf. He's still a single handicapper. And Mark Allison has been playing very well since the move to Medway. The better course, he's lifted on the better course, and he's been getting off the tee nicely and hitting some great shots to help support BJ in a supporting role. So a late season charge, obviously a little too late since the move to Medway. But certainly I see them in some good form. And I'm sorry, Commissioner, but St Albans Old Boys have fallen off the canvas, and they are just lost where they are at.
We do have another player. So Olivia Taderi's out. He's up in Sydney for business, and so Tadero out, and we have Daniel Stavros coming in as the fill-in player. So another lefty. We look forward to Stav coming in and filling in for the St Albans Old Boys for the final round. Let's hope we can get a win and just make that a little bit more respectable, the win-loss ratio.
Shout out to Stav, but I don't think he's a sub to get you over the line.
Okay, the next one, a big one here, the Cannons. They win, they stay on top, they lose, and Goodfellas win. Goodfellas go to second. So this is a really, really big round, and particularly for the Goodfellas who are chasing their first ever final series in the Super Summer Series. Now let's have a look at round. So unchanged for the Cannons. They did have a loss, so unchanged. The Goodfellas would be hoping for their handicap to be unchanged, but that is not the case. The handicapper has given them a slight clip down to 5.75, so virtually 4 shots is the lead for the Goodfellas. Is that enough to get them over the line against the Cannons to secure their first final series?
No, I think the good fellas will get the chocolates here. Having known Pete Venables and Mick Sneddon for a long time and having known Wayne Wynnum for a long time, Wayne Wynnum just seems to choke under pressure. Pete Venables and Mick Sneddon, they will be as determined as anyone. There's always a look in their eyes. There's always a nice smug arrogance about them.
Well, they bring
and
us
a confidence.
What X factor will they bring? Because this is it. They can make finals. Will they bring a different game plan?
We've seen Pete Venables off the tee. He can seriously crunch it. And Medway is a lot wider than it is at Tullamarine. And I think if he gets his driver game going and he lifts to the potential, he can hit the driver off the tee. And in a big clutch moment like this and securing a finals berth, I think the good fellas will get the win.
Now, Pete Venables elected to use a putter off the Medway fairways for the last round, some 80 to 85 metres out from the green. Do you back that play in this time round?
Absolutely. It's a run-on course, Medway, particularly on some of those holes. If it's good enough for BJ, who's a single handicapper, to putt from about 150 yards out, 50 metres out, it's good enough for Pete Venables to putt from 80 metres out.
All right. Good luck to both teams. Again, the Cannons, they've secured their finals berth, so well done to the Cannons and Wayne Wynnum, who will be playing in his third final series. It's just a matter whether they get the minor premiership or not. So good luck to both teams on this one. The Golf Gods, they've got the bye. Their season is ended. Disappointing for them not to have made the finals, but we do give them a shout out. Probably playing at Keilor last year with a very easy course, drivable par fours. Meant their handicap at the start of the season was probably a little bit of a barrier when we shifted courses. But I want to give a shout out to Mickey Hay because I think he's been one of the most improved players this season. His golf's gone to new levels. He's got the new TaylorMade P790s. He's loving those. But well done, Mickey. I think for anyone that have played against him, his game's lifted for sure this season.
Yeah, Mickey Hay, exceptional golfer. No one will forget the narrowing loss to Pete and Mick and the good fellas with an unbelievable score of 34 on his own or 35 on his own. So certainly a quality golfer, and look forward to the Golf Gods probably coming back with a bit more to play next year, particularly with the handicap adjustment being at Medway.
All right. So, just another shout out, please. We are in the last round now. We do need the registration in. We are looking at updating our apparel next year. And obviously, we need to fund the prizes and obviously the season launch. So please get that in. I'll be chasing up personally now. Now, good shot, bad shot, Ben. I'll start with you. Wayne Wynnum will come good for the final series and play a leadership role for the Cannons.
Bad shot. I've never seen it. Don't think it will happen now.
Okay, simple as that.
Simple as that.
Simple as that. He was disappointing after the last round, and we know Pete Delbridge has done, unfortunately, heavily.
Little cracks are already showing, ball behind the tree. They take his preferred lie. They choose to use a club length. He knows it's a handspan. Things like that. It just cracks beneath the surface, and I think that will continue to play out over the next 3 weeks.
Okay. One for me.
Good shot, bad shot. Commissioner Peter Horn should bring back Chris Coghlan for the finals to maximise the chance to secure the claret jug.
Bad shot. Absolute shocking shot. A shank of a shot. It's gone 90 degrees off the club. Peter Horn's flying. He is light of foot. He's got a smile on his face. You see the burden has been lifted. You've seen what's happened now. They're second on the ladder. Their finals berth is locked and loaded, and it's no coincidence that partner Chris Coghlan has had nothing to do with Spazball for the season. That is where the Spazball are located. Simple as that.
Fair enough too. Yep.
Good shot, bad shot. Despite the we don't care narrative of the good fellas, they are determined as ever to make their first final series.
Cracking shot. It's like a shot to get onto the green for an eagle putt. This one, absolutely. The good fellas are as determined as ever to not only make finals, they're talking winning the premiership. There's no doubt inside those four walls in the good fellas HQ at Venables Manor that they're talking premiership.
We have heard that Pete has had a visit to the Sortino's place just off the cuff, drop in for a cup of coffee, just to have a look at the claret jug and see what it looks like, sizing it up for his own mantelpiece at home.
Certainly plenty of space in Venables Manor for it to fit. So certainly, great shot. I think they're determined as ever to not only make finals, win the flag.
Okay.
Good shot, bad shot. The Fuggies can bounce back in 2026-27 after their premiership hangover.
Yeah, it's a tough one, but I'm going to go good shot. I think they can bounce back. They obviously had a tough year. It is a poison chalice. You ask any premiership team around what happens the next year after they win the flag, and they've all finished down the bottom. Other teams have now bounced back. Spaz Ballwater comes back playing finals. I think they can bounce back. We need to see Dave Sortino back in the team. Clearly, he's the superior player. Jeff Reeves can lift a little bit around Dave Sortino. When Dave's not there, Rory, the burden on Rory's huge because Reezy just can't seem to give and take on that leadership role. But I do believe that next year they can just uplift themselves a little bit and bounce back. Will they play finals? Unlikely, but I think they can lift themselves up the bottom of the table.
Yep, fair call.
All right, Medway Golf Club, 5 p.m. Wednesday, $30 green fees. We are looking forward to the last round. Good luck to all teams. Good luck to all teams in contention for the finals. Now, this is the provisional final series fixture. Going back straight up against it next week for the finals at Medway, Wednesday, the 18th of March. So 1v4, 2v3. And then all going well, subject to team availability, straight into it. Playing the grand final on Sunday, the 22nd of March at Medway, subject to availability, subject to BJ being able to obviously secure a tee time for us on those two dates. So, Ben, all the best to Berkeley & Co for your final round and your ambitions for a final series. And we wish all the teams the best of luck this Wednesday night. We'll see you at Medway.